Moving on now, this is how India responded to Nawaz Sharif's rhetoric at UN General Assembly. When Nawaz Sharif blamed India for not participating in talks and even raised K. Bogi. Is the land of Taxila, one of the greatest learning centers of ancient time, is now host to the Ivy League of Terrorism, is what India said. India heading back at Pakistan Prime Minister, despite Sharif in a meeting with Pakistani journalists in New York, emphasized his stand and called it India's habit to blame Pakistan. India's young diplomat, the first secretary, Inam Gambhir, exposed Pakistan's half-truths and absolute lies on Kashmir. Here's how. Take a look.
After his unimpressive UN speech wherein he hailed terrorist Burhan Wani, the Pakistan Premier Nawaz Sharif is at it again. Nawaz told Pakistani journalists in New York that India is acting in haste. He called it India's habit to point fingers at Pakistan. If this wasn't enough, receiving support from his foreign affairs advisor, he reiterated his claim on Kashmir atrocities and the human rights violations as well.
This indigenous uprising of the Kashmiris have been met as usual with brutal repression by India's occupation force of over 500,000 soldiers.
It was this statement that dismantled all support from the international community at the United Nations. However, India's sharp counterattack has rattled Pakistan further. State sponsor of terror, host to the Ivy League of Terrorism, nuclear proliferation record marked by deception and deceit, global epicenter of terror, diverts aid money for terror, unprecedented, uncharacteristically strong language by India.
Pakistan is a country with democracy deficit. In fact, it practices terrorism on its own people. It extends support to extremist groups, it suppresses minorities and women, and denies basic human rights, including through draconian laws.
The rebuttal, word for word, phrase by phrase, a clear hint that Modi government means business this time around.
I would like to inform the General Assembly that Pakistan will share with the Secretary General a dossier containing detailed information and evidence of the gross and systematic violations of human rights committed by Indian forces in occupied Jammu and Kashmir.
Terrorist entities and their leaders, including many designated by the UN, continue to roam its streets freely and operate with state support. With the approval of authorities, many terrorist organizations raise funds openly in flagrant violations of Pakistan's international obligations.
Also a reminder to the world of Pakistan's link to the worst ever terror attack in the United Nations host city.
The world has not yet forgotten that the trail of that dastardly attack led all the way to Abbottabad in Pakistan.
The echoes of Uri attacks clearly being heard at the United Nations General Assembly in New York and setting the stage for the big Indian diplomatic assault against Pakistan when Sushma takes the stage this Monday. Bureau Report, India Today.
So here's a look at how India has so far responded to Pakistan's rhetoric at the United Nations, with Inam Gambhir taking the lead, saying Pak suppresses minorities and women and denies basic rights on Pakistan's rhetoric. Then once again, Vikas Swarup, the spokesperson of the MEA, has said India's only condition has been to end terrorism. Is that not acceptable when Pakistan says India has posed unacceptable challenges to bilateral talks? Also going ahead, where Pakistan said our resolve is to eliminate the scourge of terrorism. India has responded saying terrorist leaders, including many designated by the UN, continue to roam on its streets freely. So now we are counting down to Sushma Swaraj's speech at the United Nations General Assembly, even as India has registered the protests. Here's what the UN strategy seems to be for Sushma Swaraj. Focus 1 will be to counter K. Bogi by Nawaz Sharif. Focus 2 is to highlight Pakistan's proxy war. Focus 3 of India's response will be to showcase Baloch struggle, and focus 4 area would be on how to expose Pakistan's bilateral talk sham, and focus 5 will be terrorists roaming freely on Pakistan soil, including Hafiz Saeed, who's a UN designated terrorist. Let's go across to my colleague Jugal, who is joining us on this story. Now, Jugal, you've been in Srinagar, you visited the line of control areas, including Naugam as well, where Pakistani side continues to send terrorists and infiltrators over India. India is looking at a significant moment at the United Nations to expose Pakistan globally. What is the strategy that you believe that India will be adopting?
Well, it's very clear. If you are to examine just what has taken place post-Uri, it is one thing is clear, that India does not want to commit itself to anything in haste. There is a host of options which are on the table. We've seen the diplomatic ante being upped vis-a-vis the forums at United Nations, and of course through other foreign powers. The Organization of Islamic Countries also in that sense being approached, and they also in that sense speaking out against the Uri attack and the perpetrators of that. We've seen a host of diplomatic support coming in from traditional Pakistan allies like Saudi Arabia, like the UAE, all of them in that sense endorsing India's right to act. This is on the diplomatic front. If we are to speak on the other aspects, we saw that the finance ministry is speaking about the most favored nation status being withdrawn. You had in fact broken that story yesterday. In addition to that, we are seeing aspects about trade and travel being perhaps revoked. And on the side of the military aspect, Devina, if I can add, this is where India is absolutely quiet, and rightly so. There are no moves which are being made public. Of course, meetings are taking place along the line of control. The villagers are extremely apprehensive. They're saying they've seen more movement, but there's nothing being allowed or spoken at that place as well. So it is a quiet and a deep contemplation that India is doing and acting slowly, not in haste. Back to you.
All right, Jugal, thanks for that perspective. Be with me because we're going across to how the MOS Finance Arjun Meghwal has spoken to India today for the first time, admitting that government is reviewing the most favored nation tag given to Pakistan after 20 years. That's the first hard step that is coming from the India side in the economic warfare against Pakistan. Take a look.
देखिए, ये जो उरी की घटना हुई उसमें मेरे एक राजस्थान का भी नीम सिंह राउत शहीद हुआ है, और राजस्थान की गवर्नमेंट के प्रतिनिधि वहाँ गए। हम लोगों ने भी श्रद्धांजलि दी है। 17 लोग सेम डे और उसके बाद एक 18। ये बहुत दुखद और निंदनीय घटना है, और पूरे देश में इसमें अलग अलग ग्रुप में बड़ी एक ऐसी आवाज़ आ रही है जिसमें उत्तेजना भी है, जिसमें कठोरता भी है और गंभीरता भी है। इंटरनेशनल फ्रंट पे हमें पाकिस्तान को पहले आइसोलेशन में लेना है। हम उसको जैसे ही आइसोलेशन में लेंगे और हम ये बताने में सफल होंगे कि पाकिस्तान के द्वारा ही भारत में और पर्टिकुलरली कश्मीर में, जम्मू कश्मीर में आतंकवादी घटनाओं को अंजाम दिया जाता है, तो पूरे संसार से पाकिस्तान कटेगा। ये हमारी पहली एक स्ट्रेटेजी है। दूसरी स्ट्रेटेजी, देश की जो भावना है उसके अनुरूप माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने पूरे दिन बैठक की। उसके बाद वो राष्ट्रपति जी से मिले, और जैसे रक्षा मंत्री जी ने आज कहा है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा है कि हम कोई ठोस कदम उठाएंगे, कठोर कदम उठाएंगे, ये खाली शब्द नहीं है, हम एक्शन इस संबंध में लेंगे, ये साफ साफ रक्षा मंत्री जी ने कहा है।
तो सर, हमारे जो ट्रेड के संबंध है अभी पाकिस्तान से, उन पे भी गौर दिया जाएगा कि किस तरह से उनको भी शायद एक नज़र देखने की ज़रूरत है और दोबारा चेंज करने की ज़रूरत है, जब इतनी उत्तेजना बढ़ी है कि हमें जो है कुछ ना कुछ ठोस कदम दिखाने हैं पाकिस्तान को।
देखिए, हमारी इंडियन इकोनॉमी को ध्यान में रखते हुए हमें ट्रेड के जो समझौते हैं, ट्रेड रूट है, उसको भी समय समय पे हम समीक्षा करते रहते हैं। बीएसएफ से भी हम इनपुट लेते हैं, होम मिनिस्ट्री से भी हम इनपुट लेते हैं, और जिस तरह के इनपुट होम मिनिस्ट्री से, बीएसएफ से आएंगे उसके अनुरूप हमारे मिनिस्ट्री में भी इस संबंध में विचार किया जाएगा निश्चित रूप से।
सर, 1996 में इंडिया ने पाकिस्तान को मोस्ट फेवर्ड नेशन का दर्जा दिया था। पाकिस्तान ने इंडिया को अभी तक दर्जा नहीं दिया है, तो क्या समय आ गया है कि हमें भी जो है इस पे गौर करना चाहिए कि अब पाकिस्तान को मोस्ट फेवर्ड नेशन दर्जा क्यों दिया जाए हमारे ट्रेड के अंदर?
बिल्कुल ये विषय है, और उस समय की परिस्थितियां थी और आज की परिस्थितियां अलग है। और हम इस संबंध में भी विचार कर रहे हैं, गंभीरता से चिंतन कर रहे हैं.
That's the big admission coming from the North Bloc, that now there would be the most favored nation category of Pakistan, which it has enjoyed for 20 years. Pakistani goods getting easier access to the Indian market will be reviewed. Following more on that, but taking a very short break.